And it started with a wiener dog. We're going to start at the very beginning of balloon art, which is the creation of the wiener dog. The basic head, the ears, and the 4 feet. Start with the nose, do a lock of 2 twists, a neck underneath the lock of 2 twists to create the ears, the front legs, which is a lock of 2 more twists, and then the back legs, which is a lock of 2 more twists. There is your basic wiener dog. Now, where does it go from here? Well, you could just sit there and make these in carnivals all day long. In fact, it's possible to do 100 kids in 20 minutes maybe. This is a good start. This is the place to begin. But now let's start to develop it. Let's start with the head in this section and talk about how we can variate this head without really changing a lot of the twists. Well, number 1, this is what we would call a crop-eared dog because the ears are going upwards. Now, suppose you want to turn the ears around like that, to where the nose sticks up, and you take the ears, you push them up, pull the neck down into the ears, hold it together, and then pull the nose forward, and here you have a flop-eared wiener dog. See? Without adding any twists, you just change that dog. So that's one way to do it. Now, let's take that nose and the ears and go back to where we were before. Now suppose you want to take the nose and put it through the ears by bending it like this. Then you have the beginning of a poodle head. Once again, without adding any twists, you've just come up with 3 different dogs. Alright? Now, what if you want to go right back to where we were at the beginning? What if you want to take and make like an Afghan? Well, if this nose is a little bit longer, it's not too long here, but I'm going to show you anyway what it would look like. Let's take a little bubble at the end, like that. This will be the dog's nose. This will be the back of his head. What you can do is you can put over the top of the ear and pull it down, and there you have a tall dog with a snooty little nose, like that. I would call that the Afghan design. Now, let's make a dog with a longer nose this time. Alright, let's go with quite a good length for a nose, less length for the ears, which leaves you left to do the neck and the 4 legs, but that's okay. Medium front legs, short body, medium back legs, and there we have the beginning of my Snoopy. Now, this Snoopy we did the nose long because you're going to cut it in half to create the back of the head and the front of the head at the same time. So, the easy way to do it would be to take the nose, divide it right in the middle, just a 1 twist or maybe 2 twists. Don't overdo it because the more you do it, the tighter it gets. Take it, stretch it over the top of the ears, pull downwards, and most importantly, take your fingers and push that nose into the ears a little bit while pulling up with your thumb to give it a little bit of a curve. And there we have a little Snoopy design. Back of the head behind the ears, there's the nose coming down the front. You see? Now, here's the problem. You're going to give it to a child. The child is going to take that balloon and immediately he's going to do that. So, you know, it's a short-lived Snoopy. But that's okay. The alternative way to do this is take the back of the head just like you did before and roll the ears over it like this. There you go. Now the nose sticks out and down the other side of the ears you pull the nose. Now the advantage of this is the child's not going to take it apart as easy. It's the same move. And the ears come up over the top of the head and the nose, so actually it has a kind of a cool effect to have the ears coming off the top more than coming straight out of the joint. So here you go, an alternative way to make Snoopy. Now let's take the basic dog design and give him a nose. We're going to start this by doing a hook twist. The hook twist, you go in about, the length of your forefinger. Don't go in too deep. Pull it out, twist it up, lock it, and then make 2 ears, like that. Okay? Then, of course, his neck, and his front legs, and his body, and his back legs. Now, to make the nose, well, you got your 2 ears here. To make the nose, you got that little bulb right there at the top of the hook twist. See, right there. Now, you don't do it with your fingers because it's hard to get a good bubble. You want to use your fingers like scissors. When you twist a little bubble at the end, Use your fingers like, you'll always find it easier to get the smallest bubble. Okay? Alright, missed it there. Let's try it again. Well, one more time. Now, the nice thing is every time you do it and it fails, it stretches the balloon a little bit. So the next time you do it, it'll be actually a little easier. But remember, use your fingers in a clip like that, and it's easier to turn than using your fingertips. And there you have the little dog nose. See? Isn't that cute? Now, once again, you can do all those variations. You can do the floppier dog with the nose. Now, this is really cute because then, now if you use a little longer of a hook twist, you can get more of a curve down there. But I use a shorter hook twist, so it's really hard to get the slope of the dog there. It's still cute. It just looks like he's looking up in the air. You could also do the fold twist, the Snoopy style. The ears around the neck. This one is probably when I do the nose, I use this one the most often. I do a roll over the ears around the neck, and I pull the neck down, and there you have a nice little dog with a nice little nose, and this time he's staring straight ahead. How nice. Let's make a dog using the technique of the pull-through. The reason we use the pull-through is to avoid making the back of the dog's head. So we have a forehead, 2 ears, and a nose. Okay, so here's the dog's nose, here's his forehead, and here's his 2 ears. Okay? We take the 2 ears, we lock them together like so, and we roll them over the forehead. So this is where you are. Now, if you want to, you could make the back of his head, bring it down, lock it up with the nose, and of course, that's an okay dog. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just not what I like. Because what it does, it creates 4 sections like that, and it just doesn't look right. The nose is there, and you can put eyeballs there and have a cute little balloon dog. Nothing wrong with it. But what I like to do is I like to skip the back of the head. Now, all I have to do is take the balloon and pull it down, just stretch it downwards, right alongside the nose, skip making the back of his head, lock it up with the nose, and now you have a forehead, a nose, and 2 ears side by side. And I like that because it's not just a symmetrical frame of 4, it has more of a dog look. But that's just my taste. But pull-throughs are amazing ways to skip balloon steps, and practice them as often as you can because it will change the way you make creations. Now let's do that same dog with the hook twist nose. So we don't go in very deep at all with the hook twist. It becomes more like an apple twist. Then we do the 2 ears, just like before, the forehead. Now it doesn't matter if you do the ears first or the forehead first, because either way they're going to roll around each other and it's going to be the same. So don't be particular on which set you do first, okay? Here we got the 2 ears, the back of the head. Now once again, I'm not going to come down the back, because if I pull it down the back and it's not crossed at that joint up there, it's going to pull the ears down into the twist. So what you have to do is pull down at a different spot so that way it keeps the joint up there. So pull down, stretch it, wrap it with the nose, position it where you got the ears in the back. See, there you go. There's the 2 ears, there's the forehead, there's the nose. Take your fingers like a clip. Get that little nose there. And here you have what I call the balloon puppy dog with the little hook twist nose. See? And just for clarification, let's put a little face on him. Eyeball here, and some wrinkles at the top of his head, some wrinkles on the nose, and a big smile underneath the nose. Or like that. So that's a start from the wiener dog. Let's go back to the simple dog ears. But this time, instead of using 2 bubbles to make the ears, let's make 4 bubbles, like this. First of all, we have the nose of the dog, nice, about that long. Now, instead of a lock of 2 to make 2 dog ears, let's go with 4. Here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the reason we do this, we go back to the technique I taught earlier in this series called the unrolling, which is we make the 4 bubbles into 2 bubbles by simply unrolling this joint and unrolling this joint. Now, look at that. You've got longer, more flexible, bendable ears. Now, let's go ahead and finish the rest of our dog. We'll give him 4 little short legs to make him a nice, cute little wiener dog. And here we have the longer ears and the nose. Now, we take the ears, we push them up, push the neck, pull the neck down into the ears so the ears hang down straight. Take the nose, come over the top, pull it down in front of the ear, push it in like that. And look at that. There we have a wiener dog with a lot longer ears, a little more flexible, and that nose will fit down in there better because there's a bigger hole in there for it to work into. So that's just a little variation on ears, how to make them longer, floppier, with a little texture to them, a little form, a little variance of form. And it's a nice little tool. Now that you've made the nose and the ears and the standard dog body, let's talk about eyeballs. Now, there's two ways to go with eyeballs, small ones or large ones. So let's start with small ones. To do small eyeballs, you need to do a divided ear twist because that gives you the ability to make the smallest round bubbles. If you do a simple ear twist itself and call it an eyeball, they're not going to be as round and you can't go very small. So, here's the dog nose. Here's one small ear twist for the two eyes. Go ahead and twist that up a couple, maybe 4 times. And 2 ears for the dog. Of course, the neck for the dog, the front legs, and the back legs for your standard wiener dog. Now, you've got that one ear twist in the middle. Now, you could do that. You could go ahead and paint 2 circles right there and call that 2 eyes. And that's really not a bad idea. I've seen people do that a lot. A flat plane with 2 eyeballs drawn on it. But I like to go separate. So I'm going to take that same ear twist right there and divide it into 2 even bubbles. Just take my finger right there. Turn it. Now take your time at it so that way the bubbles are the same size. Now when you do that, now you cannot do this with single ear twist, but look how small you can get that set of eyeballs. See, that's the real nice thing about divided ear twist. So let's put a couple little circles on there so you get an idea. There's one eyeball, there's the other eyeball, there's some eyebrows, and a smile, of course, on the front of the dog. And here you got one 2-eyed dog, and see how small those eyes are? So use the divided ear twist to do that. Now to make the bigger eyeballs, you don't use the divided ear twist, you simply use a lock of 2 small bubbles for the eyes. So here's the dog's nose, here's one eyeball, here's the other eyeball. Lock them together, here's your 2 eyes. So let's go ahead and finish the dog here. 2 decent sized ears, and of course the front legs, and the back legs. Here we go. Now, we don't want the whole bubble to be the eyeball. We just want the front of it to be the eyeball. So that creates kind of like the back of his head. So where's my trusty pen here? You draw the circles for the eyes in front like this. See? And what I like to do when I use eyeballs like this, I like to draw low set eyelids because it kind of goes with the attitude of those big eyeballs. I like the calm look in here. Let's put a little smile on him. But you could use any kind of eyes you want, but that's my favorite. And see, that's how you do the big eyes. Alright, let's make a change in that dog and do something a little different. And I'm going to call this the Odie lift. So I'm going to back up, undo the 4 legs that I made on the dog. So let's go right back where we just finished making his ears and the eyeball. So this is the same dog we just got through working on. Now, put an ear twist right below his nose and his ears. So you've done the nose, you've done the 2 eyeballs, you've done the ears. Now do an ear twist next and jam it up in there and put it between the ears and his neck. Just like that. So the eyeballs are on one side, the ear twist is on the other, and then you have your front legs and your back legs. I'm going to call this the Odie lift because anytime I do this to a dog design, I think of Odie. And that's simply by using an ear twist. It props the ears upwards, so more straighter up in the air, makes the nose go downwards, and then you have an Odie type look. See? You have now learned a few variations on the basic wiener dog design, which is a great start as a balloon artist. But now, once you've made the dog, here's your basic wiener dog. It's important that you train it. Train it right away so you have a well-behaved dog. So here's a few ideas on training. Number 1, look, stand up. Isn't that awesome? All right, watch this. Play dead. He's really good. All right, sit. And now look how he sits. Isn't that nice? And of course, lay down. He lays down. So there's a few ways to train your dog.